can, because he did that, even though he's not an American citizen. You know, the birth certificate they put out said Barack Obama on it. That wasn't his name. He changed his name while he was in college. His name was Barry Soetoro. You know? And anyways, that's been proven too, because that birth certificate thing was a total fake. It was computer generated. They didn't have computers back then. So the bottom line to this is the Democrats are fighting to destroy this country, and any way they can. They're still going forward with it. They're still doing the Agenda 21 thing. These fires that happen in Northern California, well, that's a whole other thing I could do something on. Watch all the videos on YouTube and see how almost none of the trees are burnt at all. It's just the houses. The houses somehow caught on fire. And there was a couple videos of people that were there before they evacuated that were showing the houses, and they're burning from the inside out. They weren't even catching on fire on the outside, like a forest fire, where the trees and everything on fire outside, and they catch the outside of the fire, outside of the house on fire, then it burns down. No, fire and smoke is coming from the inside. They evacuated the place, demanded everybody get out. Everybody left, and they went from house to house to house, setting them on fire from the inside. This is Agenda 21. Make you homeless, and of course, blame global warming for it. Do it and blame global warming. Do your research, because they are working to make this Soviet America. And if you don't do it, and you be stupid and lazy or whatever, and then it happens, you could just lick your own ass as far as, why it happened. Because you're one of the people that made sure it happened by not doing anything. Like the old saying, the only way evil can take over is if good people do nothing. And there's so much massive proof out there of evil taking over. I mean, look at Europe. Look at Venezuela. The people are that stupid. They voted for socialism. Now look at them. Over a year ago, they ate all the animals in the zoos. They were so starving. The civilians, the people like you, went to this freaking zoo and killed whatever animals and ate them. Everybody's ate their pets. Cops themselves are digging in trash cans looking for food. Spend a while and look at Venezuela. That is who socialists are, because that's what what his name is. Maduro calls himself a socialist. He doesn't call himself a communist. He calls himself a socialist, like the Pelosi and them here, or even though they don't call themselves that, that's what they are. You have to look at what they are. They act like a duck, walk like a duck, quacks like a duck. You can't go on what they say, because they never tell you the truth of what they are. Like Ted Bundy, he didn't ever come right out and say, "Oh, I just love me, murdering some girls and having sex with them when they're dead. Yeah, I just love me some of that." They don't ever come out and tell you the truth. You have to be on top of it, and look at what they do to see who and what they are. But this country obviously has way too many people in it that don't do that, or they're evil and they love evil and they think it's funny and cool. They think Kate Steinle being murdered is cool and funny. They think Sherry Papini getting kidnapped and tortured for 2 weeks, and then found, naked along the roadside, branded and all that. They think that's cool. And if you think that's cool, then you know what? A civil war and revolution is coming, and Satan has his mouth wide open for you. He's waiting, because this country will do it. This country's had 3 wars, if not 4 already. The war to originally start this country, then the war with, the Civil War, and then there was the wars with the Mexicans and the Indians. There's enough people in this country that they will go to war, and they're armed up with hell of freaking bullets. They got armed up when Obama was in office. They saw it coming. And they sat and waited for, the Archduke Ferdinand moment. And luckily for them, and actually Pelosi and Schumer and all them as well, Trump won. Because if Hillary won, they'd all be dead. Revolution would have started that very next freaking day, and they would have all been hunted down and taken out. And by now, we'd probably be done with it, and be back to straightening this country out. But all of you, that think that crap is cool, Kate Steinle, first off, all you illegals and all you Mexicans that are anti-American, you'd be back in Mexico or dead. Either, you got back across the border alive, or you'd be in the ground somewhere down there. But that's where it's going. That's where this country's going. Once I heard Trump the other day start to give in, I'm like, you know what? If he doesn't switch right back the very next day. We're going to have a revolution. It's going to kick off. And any retards that want to stand up against this country and our Constitution, they're going to the ground too. A whole lot sooner than they planned. That's why I'm doing this video. Because this border thing, not building the wall, just America's done. Like I said, how many people have been kidnapped, murdered, raped, tortured, or getting raped right this second, for this whole open border crap. California may think, oh, well, we can run, rig elections and make sure nobody wins but a Democrat. Well, if the rest of the country comes looking to take some heads and they push your freaking country into the ocean, at least the people like that, what are you going to do then? When someone's got you tied up and you're about to get taken out. What? Oh, well, I could rig it. I could rig this whole situation. Yeah, well, good luck. Because that's what 99% of the rest of this country. I look at all the freaking blogs, everything on YouTube and on, Facebook. For every one person talking crap about, Putin actually is, what is it? Trump is like Putin's child. Putin owns Trump. There's like 10 or 100 people saying, you're just an effing retard and time for you to go. This ain't your country. And just whatever, that's just it. I don't want to sit here and try to stay on even longer trying to think of whatever else just to keep talking. But we're right there. We're right there for civil war and revolution. And we got to shut down government now, second day into it. Because Trump is like, nope, I'm not signing anything unless I get that wall. Which he, at this point, needs to demand all of the money for the wall. And he needs to demand that Mexico does not get a dime. Here the Democrats are trying to give freaking Mexico $10 billion. Trump said, if you let them in your country, you could forget getting any aid. I'm not giving you any. And one more, I guess another thing here, is when the Democrats have full power, they always put this country at risk with every law they can to make sure they get away with their crap, like holding a throat to the neck of this country. A while ago, I remember last time they had a shutdown, the military wasn't getting paid. And that only came out in the media. No one knew that. They passed these laws in the middle of the night. So when they have a shutdown, the people who keep this country from being invaded were not getting a paycheck. They were, of course. The Democrats, every Democrat politician, nothing was going to mess with their checks. But the people that put their lives in line for this country, oh no, if we want gay marriage and we demand Christians worship gay marriage, we're going to put that in this bill. And if you don't agree to it, then we're going to shut the government down and none of you military will get paid. This is what they do. They pull the most twisted, satanic, evil crap they could think of and they try to force everybody to accept it. This is what they've been doing since slavery. It was the Democrats that ran slavery, if you have a clue about anything. And it was the Republicans that went to war against the Democrats to end slavery. But whatever, too many people just keep fighting to be, well, actually there's the people that fight to be retarded and those that just believe any lie they get told because they want everything handed to them. If someone comes up and says, yeah, just vote for me, I'll give you everything. You don't even have to work. Just sit on your ass. Housing, food, cars, everything. And the only reason you don't have it is because those people over there stole it. Yeah, you had it once upon a time, even though every bit of proof there is says that's total BS. But, the Democrats tell them, yeah, that was yours. That house they got, that was yours. They stole it from you. And these people that are just, actually they're Satan's people. Because all they care about is getting anything they can for free without doing nothing. And they're like, really? Yeah, do what you can. You're the politician. Kick him out of the house. Kill him. Let me live there. Yeah, that's perfect. Anyways, that's who they are. That's the kind of people they are. So the people basically terrorized Congress and the House and said, you got to be kidding. The military doesn't get paid? That tax money's going in anyways. We're still paying taxes. You change that law right now or, you know what, shit's going to hit the fan. So they did because they were worried about getting voted out of office. But they did not do that with the Border Patrol. Right now, the Border Patrol is not getting paid. Every time there's a shutdown, the Border Patrol is not getting paid. So everybody needs to call their reps, terrorize them. Every time you got a free minute, call them and say, did you change that yet? Did you change that yet? Do you got the bill passed? Do I need to come down there and yell in your face? Do I need to get in your face? Do I need to find out where you live? Because the people that protect this country are the most important there is. You know, I'd say military first, then I don't know if it's like the cops or border patrol, but you can't like shut their pay off. If anybody's pay should be shut off, should be the politicians. So, you know, because they'll be like willing to freaking not pull their crap once they know their paycheck's getting cut. And that's what, if there's anybody, that's just it. If there's anybody who should have their pay cut, it's the freaking politicians. And especially the Democrats that are well, I guess I'll say, just for record, whoever it is that's making it happen. But of course the Democrats will bring up this, something like this, where they're putting this country at great risk. There's mass proof. There's like possibly millions of people that have been kidnapped, raped, murdered, you know, by the illegals since the 60s, since they actually started letting them all really come back in. You know, at least hundreds of thousands. And who knows how many hundreds of thousands there. I mean, we've lost more people. I've read this in a few places. But the Democrats that, you know, the liberal Satanists that run the web keep erasing it, keep deleting it so you can't find it. You have to keep, you know, looking to find it. But if you go to Bureau of Justice statistics reports, that has it. You know, every murder, rape, kidnapping, how many since, you know, the beginning of America, yada yada. The Department of Corrections does it. It's a report they make every year, or I don't, maybe they don't do it every year anymore. But anyways, when they do, it tells them everything. But it'll show there, like how many are actually even proven. We don't even, there's like mass cases we don't even have proven, but those are proven cases of, you know, all the kidnaps, rapes, murders, carjackings, you know, identity thefts, whatever, you know, from them. And I've heard this a few times that we've lost more people to them, illegals, from Mexico and maybe from other countries, but mainly Mexico. You know, 90-something% at least, 90+%, than we've lost in all the other wars combined. People that just disappear, get raped and murdered, or kidnapped and murdered, or just murdered flat out, drive-bys. We've lost more people in that than we have in all the other wars combined. That's an active war in itself. That's Mexico basically creating war on America, attacking America, but doing it through their civilians. You know, they stand at your front door and, oh, I'm so poor and I'm so lonely, it's not my fault and I'm totally innocent, I didn't do anything. And you let them in your house, they pull out a gun and blast your whole family, and then they freaking move in. And then, of course, when some word finally gets out, you know, that there's this illegal alien living in this house, and where's the family? Because he had his buddies come up and they chopped up the bodies and got rid of them. Then he's like, well, no, I was just knocking on the door to ask for some food or something, and they tried to kill me for nothing. They're racist. They're racist. And, of course, the media and the freaking justice system nowadays goes with him. And, you know, don't mention the victims. You know, let's just hurry up and put Pablo on TV and say how it's not his fault and all he was doing was living there. And actually what happened, by the time we get to court, we'll just say the family gave it up and the family just took off themselves. And he just came to this empty house. And they'll erase like all of his original, what he said, make sure it doesn't even make it out in the public. Because that guy who killed Kate Steinle, I saw a portion, it got leaked out. But there again, the Democrats, they hurry up and had people run down there and yank it off the net to make sure nobody saw it. Because this guy's sitting there when he's getting interrogated and the cop is asking him, you know you killed a girl, right? He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's what I did. He's like, you don't care? He's like, no, I don't care. I had fun. He said it. Flat out. But of course they get to court and the Democrats, the Satanists, I shouldn't even say Democrats. But that's what it is. Every time I say Democrat, just know that I'm saying the word Satanist as well. They turned that court case inside out to where there was like no real facts. The only thing that was allowed in was lies, and probably most of the jury was freaking satanic. So they just said, you know what, we'll just get him on a, you know, stealing a gun charge. You know, he's innocent of murder. You know, he didn't do it, you know, whatever. It's the same case of that 5-year-old girl that got gang raped by those 3 Muslims in Idaho, in Twin Falls. The judge and the prosecutor told the parents, who in the hell do you think you are, trying to bring this case here, trying to make these poor Muslim kids pay for something that's not even really their fault. They gang raped the girl, abused her in every way, took pictures, pissed in her mouth, you know, pissed all over her, you know, raped her in every which way. She's 5 years old. They anally raped her as well. And the freaking judge and the prosecutor are telling the family, if you talk about this to anybody else, we'll throw you in prison. You have no First Amendment rights when it comes to this case. That's what they told the family. And that's all the family could say. It got out. Of course, the media couldn't wait to hurry up and sweep that under the rug. But, Stormy Daniels, boy, porn star. Nothing but her 24/7. We got to talk about the president getting, some porn star girl. That's 100,000 times more important than anything else. Yeah. I'm so freaking disgusted with our media. Even Fox. I'm just like, you guys get on these stories that are so freaking licking the bottom of a freaking toilet, as far as like what a story is. I mean, I can't even remember the guy's name. Is Wallace, whatever, is Wallace something. He had John Kasich on today. I'm like, dude, you're the biggest piece of crap there is. I mean, why don't you go look for the biggest pervert you can and then sit there and talk nice with him for a while and find out his ideas and what the world needs to do for him and how we need to change to appease him. John Kasich, I mean, he's, you want to talk about a Judas. This guy is like, the ultimate freaking Democrat, acting like, trying to say he's a Republican. And there's just so much of this. It's like, whatever, it's just disgusting beyond words. But Lucifer will have them within time. They can pull their two-faced, satanic, hypocritical crap. The problem is how many people in this country fall for it. All these people that all they got to do is hear, when someone's talking to them, they say it in a certain way. And as long as they say it in a certain way, then they're like, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's true right there. These people don't even have a clue whether they're coming or going. And that's what's going to bring this country down. They try to finish this up here. Their main deal, because they know that, if they can get America stupid enough, which is what Common Core was, then they'll just have the whole thing. Because they'll get enough stupid people to vote for their own annihilation. They'll believe any lie they get told, as long as somebody tells them, like, well, you're the one we love. I mean, this is what Lucifer will tell you. Lucifer will tell you, look, I'm the one that really loves you. I'm the one that really wants to give you whatever you want. It's Jesus that's keeping you from it. It's Jesus that's, making you poor and doing this and doing that. Just sell your soul to me and I'll make you rich. And without any common sense or anything whatsoever, they freaking hurry up and do it. And there you go, their soul's gone. And, they'll get like their $10 or whatever it is for a minute. But immediately they find out too. Lucifer, if he pays them, it's going to be in the most miserable of conditions you could think of. I mean, like, Hollywood made a movie about it called that Bedazzled, where Elizabeth Hurley, is Satan. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he keeps trying to sell his soul to get this one girl, and Satan's just having fun with it. Elizabeth Hurley just keeps giving it to him, but it's like in such a way that it's basically the same thing as shoving a jagged 2x up his freaking crack. No matter how he goes about it, it doesn't freaking come out good. But we're talking about casting this country into Venezuela now, which we will have instant civil war and revolution, mainly revolution. Maybe the people will realize then, once they see what the Democrats are doing, how all of a sudden, okay, American law doesn't exist, Constitution's out, we're being ruled by the UN, and Russia and Chinese troops are going to come in here and help us and save us from ourselves, which basically means they're coming in to take over and enslave everybody. Because that's what they're going for. And if you won't pull your head out about it, we'll just plan on, check out Syria. What war was like in Syria, because it will be on. It will be flat out on. The military will be with the Christians, retired and active, and they'll just go to town. And if the other side, the Antifas or whatever want to fight, it'll just go all the way. It'll go all the freaking way, because we're not going to live under satanic rule. That's the bottom line. The Christians will not live under communist, socialist, satanic rule, which is what the Democrats are going for. California may be there already, but everybody's waiting to see if Trump will fix it before we go there. I mean, we just about started, with Trump saying maybe we won't do the wall. That just about did it. So that's how close we are. We're like right freaking there, where everyone's got their guns primed and ammo, and everybody's buying more too. I've seen this all over the net where people are like, look, I'm loading up, I'm buying boxes on boxes on boxes, because if it's going to go, I want to make sure I'm prepared. Okay, I feel like that's about it. Probably all I should say for now. There it is.